Thanks for the introduction. My name is Okkyun Lee from DG's, South Korea. It's not about deep learning. It's a classical bilateral filter, but there is something new in likelihood based. Okay. So these are contents. Let me start from material decomposition. So the transmitted X-ray beams hit the photon counting detector, and each PCD pixel gives output photon counts the vector Y. And here the dimension B is the number of energy beam. So the example of material decomposition is to estimate basis line integrals such as water and bone thicknesses for each pixel in sandgram domain. So I use symbol X for basis line integrals and J for sandgram index. So if one has system models, then one can apply maximum likelihood estimation, which is unbiased and achieves Cramer lower bound when sufficient number of photons is measured. That's the condition. And yeah, of course, it's a toy example for one-dimensional sinogram, but in practice, we have this kind of two-dimensional sinogram, right? So it's a basis sinogram for water and bone for ground truth. I use thorax phantom as an example, and these are corresponding ML-based estimates. And as you can see, these are very sensitive to noise without regularization applied like this. And eventually, the noise will propagate to image domain, right? During the reconstruction. So this study, in this study, I'm interested in applying neighborhood filters to these ML-based estimates of basis sonograms to reduce the noise. So basically, neighborhood filter is, in short, the linear combination of neighborhood estimates where the weights have the sum to one rule like this. And image process field, a bilateral filter is well known as kind of edge preserving filter. And more specifically, bilateral filter has three components for weighting. So first one is G. It's the spatial low-pass filter. And in this study, I use two-dimensional Gaussian filter. And as you know, sigma 1 controls the degree of smoothing. And here, the notation NJ is the set of indices for neighborhood pixels. For example, as you can see, it's a 3x3 window at center pixel J. So you can imagine on this one for NJ, neighborhood J. And next one is H, is the weight for the bilateral filter, which is pixel value dependent weights. For example, if neighborhood estimates is similar to the central one, we give large weight. Otherwise, it's less weight. And again, sigma 2 controls the degree of smoothing. And finally, the alpha is the normalization factor for the sum to one rule that I mentioned. And of course, when H is 1 or sigma 2 goes to infinite, it becomes the conventional low-pass filter, right? So this is that. And as we know, however, the low-pass filter degrades the spatial resolution. And as you have seen these very noisy estimates, I would not recommend to use this kind of weight, except ML estimate-based weighting. So we modified the original bilateral filter here. For example, in this case, as you can see, the ground truth of basis line integrals for pixel J and J-1 are equal, right? But J+1 is different because the bone components. So ideally, it is desirable to have this kind of weight, right? For one extreme case would be 110, something like that. Okay, so to reduce noise without sacrificing resolution, I think it's possible. So the assumption here is that likelihood may provide more stable information for effective filtering like this than noisy ML estimates. So for example, what we suggest in this study is, okay, fix the measurements So when you calculate likelihood, there is probability, you need measurement. Okay, so fix the measurement at the center one, because that is our interest to reduce noise. Okay, for that, we calculate likelihood for each neighborhood using the neighborhood ML estimates. So for example, if the neighborhood for J-1 is larger than J+1, this indicates that, okay, XJ-1 ML is more involved for obtaining the measurement for the central one. That's the interpretation for this probability inequality. So in the case, we give large weight for J-1 and less one for J+1, and vice versa. Okay, so if you think the likelihood for the central one, it's the maximum value you can obtain. Of course, it's the definition of a maximum likelihood, right? So we can interpret this inequality like, okay, if the neighborhood likelihood is closer to the central one, the maximum one, then we give large weight. Otherwise, we give less weight. I think that's the simple concept, but the most important one. So look at this. It's the mathematical description for what I have just explained before, right? So like if the neighborhood likelihood is close to the center weight, I give large weight, otherwise it's less weight. And sigma also controls the degree of smoothing, right? But here, actually I used log likelihood instead of likelihood to make the computation feasible. So yeah, anyway. So this is the proposed likelihood-based bilateral filter. In this study, I also compared to the conventional model-based statistical iterative reconstruction. So as you know, okay, so I said the material-wise cost function like this. The first term is data fidelity term from ML part, and the second one is regularization term. And I used edge preserving penalty and applied to the image domain. So which is different to the concept that I explained, that neighboring filtering to the sine domain. It's a quite different approach. So it has two unknown factors, the regularization parameter beta and delta. Delta controls the shape of penalty function as is shown here. Actually, I use pseudo Hoover penalty here. So these are simulation setting. Okay, I performed 2 material decomposition for water and bone. And okay, the workflow is, okay, we need ML-based estimation first. That's the ground, that's the starting point. And then applying neighborhood filters, and then we get basis image using, I used FVP using RAM-like filter, and synthesize city image at 65 kb. And I also applied SIR to obtain each basis image. And in this case, please note that I manually searched for the optimal combination of water and bone, because there are various, I used very different regularization parameters. So I manually searched the optimal combination to get synthesized CT image. Okay, so for assessment, I calculated FWHM from the average image from 100 noise trials for spatial resolution. And also for here for water and CT image. And also I calculated noise from a single noise trial at here different region of interest, water and CT image. And I also perform global analysis. I will explain in detail later. So, and I use 3x3 window for 3 neighborhood filters, and I perform parameter sweep for like these. And conventional BF and proposed one, I use the same LPF, the Gaussian corner. And for SIR, I tried different values delta, and I found that 0.1 gives the best local behavior of noise and spatial resolution, and quite good image quality. So I selected this one. Actually, the reason to select this one, it gave the best local behavior with good image quality. So I said that. Okay, so and I perform parameter sweep for regularization parameter beta. And this is the result for local behavior of noise and spatial resolution, the measured like here for water image. And ML is here, you see quite a large noise. And interestingly, the proposed method substantially reduces the noise without sacrificing resolution at some point. And you can see the similar trend for the CT image here. Note that I stopped the parameter sweep until this point, but eventually it will converge to the LPF with the same sigma 1 value, but I didn't do that. Okay, so I marked like this because I found there's some slight bias between bones in the average image, but in single noise trial, I wouldn't find it, but anyway, I just marked it. Okay, the second one is, okay, the second one is global analysis. Okay, here, first I get the pixel-wise bias image, and then I take absolute, and then I calculate average for non-air region. I call it is a global bias. And next, I also calculate pixel-wise standard deviation and calculate average for non-air region again, and I call it global noise. So these are results of global noise and bias for water image and CT image. And in short, the proposed method shows the best global behavior, and CT image as well is close to the LPF, but slightly better. Okay, so next is a qualitative assessment, and I left half is bias image, and right half is reconstruction results for single noise trial. Okay, so for various methods and water image, I picked those images from as indicated by arrows. So you can see that all the images have similar noise at RI1. Okay, that's the point. And here, CT image as well. So I picked these four. ML is, of course, noise is different. So these four has similar noise level at RI2. Okay. So yeah, all the three methods reduce the noise, of course, compared to the ML, but you see some strong bias around tissue boundaries. It's an XK phantom, but interestingly, yeah, it's much better. Just small bias in the proposed method. And if you look carefully, there is a much more blurring effect in the central part in the iterative recon. You can see some strong bias here, central part. And here I show the reconstruction results in left half in this time, and right half is the pixel-wise standard deviation. This tells us ML definitely needs noise reduction, right? And all the three methods substantially reduce the noise. And interestingly, okay, SIR has different noise level throughout the phantom. So you can see the very strong noise. Please note that all the images has a similar noise level at the lung around here, maybe around here. So similar, but it's very large. And bone is, yes, the corresponding bone image is similar. And look at CT image, and it has a strong noise around tissue boundaries. Maybe it's because the regularization applied in image domain, right? It's, but yeah, it's a sanguine domain better. Okay, so in short, so we proposed the likelihood-based bilateral filter as a post-processing technique that can be applied to the ML-based estimates of basis sonograms. And the filter effectively reduces the noise while preserving spatial resolution, and it shows less bias than conventional ones. And I think this showed potential as a substitute for applying regularization in image domain. And the method needs system models, of course, for estimating ML-based part in calculating likelihood. So, okay, thanks for listening.
Okay, this paper is open for questions. All right, I have one.
Yeah.
Okay, so your problem here is the sinogram estimation from the transmission, right?
Yeah,
That's
but
what
the starting point is I assume that okay, ML based maximum likelihood
Yeah.
based the sonogram is given. That's the starting point.
Oh, the sonogram's given.
Yeah, ML estimation is given.
Oh.
That is starting point. So that's why we can apply the neighborhood filter to the ML estimation here.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, so,
that's the starting
okay, so
point.
your title says decomposition and photon counting CT. So what
Okay, I'm
what
sorry.
about
Could
this
it be
work
confusing?
is specific to a photon counting CT? Well, I mean, it looks like any dual energy method, right?
I see. That's right, but yeah, that's right. Could be,
I mean, maybe it's.
yeah, but here,
I mean, because I guess with photon counting, you can probably.
yeah, I think
assume,
to
plus or
calculate
minus.
the likelihood, say, yeah, this one provides the Poisson statistics that we know. Yeah, but my point is, it doesn't have to be just 2, 3, 4, any energy being is okay as long as we can calculate likelihood and ML-based estimation.
Oh, I see. I
Yeah.
see the point. So you're considering more than one energy window. I understand. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Christian?
Hi, thank you for your talk. I just wanted to get an understanding. So the SIR is the traditional MBIR method that you're comparing, right?
Yes, I think you can think that. Yeah.
So I just wanted to get an understanding. How is your model different than SIR? Because SIR framework is also similar to this, right? You can incorporate a Markov random prior, the ML non-locals that you have used. It also uses, like you can also play with its norm for the prior that you have used here with the deltas, right? So how is it your model? Just wanted to get an understanding. How is SIR different to yours that you have proposed here?
I see. Yeah. I'm sorry that okay, my explanation was not enough. This one is regularization is applied in the image domain, right? So like Markov random field, right?
Yeah.
We apply image domain as F is a basis image. Yeah, image domain, and we fit the data fidelity term here. Yeah, that's the MBIR. You know, and yeah, here is the it's like just filtering, but the starting point is okay. The ML estimation, but sine wave.
Okay.
Yeah. So sine wave domain. Of course, one could interpret this one as iterative one to solve the ML, but okay, it's the ML based estimation, the sine wave domain. Okay, that's the start point, and you apply neighborhood filter in basis image that is ML estimates. Right? That's the proposed method.
So you're applying sorry for taking time. Just one last question. The windowing is done in the sinogram domain.
Yeah, sinogram domain. Yeah, as we see here. Yeah.
So one more further question. Yeah. So the windowing is used to incorporate the prior that, like, you know, similar inputs have similar outputs, right? Over there, that usually the pixel nearby, let's say right next to it, usually you use more weight rather than the diagonal pixel, right? Because the farther you are away, there is more deviations, right? But in sinogram domain, right, the neighboring, just because they are right next to each other does not necessarily mean in the image domain they are next to each other, right? So just wanted to get an understanding, what does it mean to apply this non-local in sinogram, right?
It's I would say it's a different one. You don't have to connect this one, the proposed method, to the conventional MBIR. Say, no, I don't think it's necessarily connected together. because I don't apply any prior information or regularization here. No, just filtering. I used this one, it's a 3x3 window, the sonogram, filtering. But different weight is different. Weight is different. So probably based weight. That's
Take
the
it-
novel.
Can?
Yeah.
Or no? Okay. Also, just one more question. So why,
Yeah.
why are you doing the filtering in the sinogram as opposed to the original transmission domain? Because when you go to the sinogram domain, you
Mhm.
have a crosstalk between the two basis functions. But in the
So your question is why when I applied the filtering in the beamwise sonogram, you mean energy beamwise projection?
right,
I mean,
yeah. For example,
Yeah, that
could you
could be
use the same?
that could be possible, and I think I saw some study that kind of applying some non-local means about the beamwise projection or sonogram domain, but that could be possible, and maybe classical bilateral filter may work in there because they're much less noisy than this one, as I understand it. But then what? And then you should apply kind of image-based material decomposition or applying MBIR there. But yeah, think about it. Yeah, here I hardly imagine what is the statistics about what is the statistics after you apply non-local filter in the beamwise projection. But here we have statistics. It's possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Usha, last question.
Thanks for the presentation. I'm just wondering, have you looked at noise in monochromatic images other than the 65 keVs?
Other than 65. Honestly, no, not.
Okay, because in my experience, sometimes in one energy level, the noise can be lower, but then in other energy levels that it can be higher. So it could be different. So
Yeah, sure. The noise level will be different, but yeah, if 60 or 70 or 80 would be lower, then yeah, it's for same for the older methods, I think. That's my thinking. But yeah, maybe I need to look at other energy.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let's thank the speaker one more time.